Okay, so guys, 2020 is here and we have just officially started prep for the 2020 season. Here obviously with Ryan Terry. Last year, even though it was so long ago, obviously September, I think we were both disappointed with the result. I felt that his look, his effort, what he brought to the stage really brought something very special within the industry. And obviously Ryan's also known to bring in that crazy condition and that detail, and I felt that he more than over-delivered. However, that being said, we're excited about the constructive comments and criticism from the judges, and we are fucking hungry for 2020. We have a game plan set, which is going to be based around building great quality muscle mass on Ryan's physique, but at the same time keeping all of that refinement, symmetry and shape with Ryan's physique, which obviously what he's well known for. So make sure you keep checking out these videos and these blogs, guys. We're going to do some great content over the next number of weeks and months. You guys and girls can learn so much by checking out obviously Ryan's socials as well. Okay, so we're warming up still at the moment. Now warm-ups are obviously crucial for a number of different reasons. Mobility, stabilization, brain training, making sure that your movement patterns are in line with the exercise. Now our first exercise today is going to be standing dumbbell lateral raise. Lateral raise is a great exercise, probably one of my preferred exercises for building mass within the shoulder. Now biomechanically and our attachment points were very, very different. The great thing about lateral raise with dumbbells, it gives you the flexibility and the ability to change your movement patterns in relationship to your biomechanics. And this is obviously very, very important, whereas some machines you're in a fixed position. You also need to be open-minded so that when you do certain exercises, you have to understand that not all exercises fit all of us equally. So changing your movement pattern or your body composition in line with your movement patterns is really important. 15, let's go, come on. 2, 14, 20 minutes, let's go. More if you can. Come on, Ryan. Good. Drive. Come on, work hard. Good, get him up. Come on, Ryan. Drive. Good, perfect. And again, push, break it down, come on. Good, 2 reps, come on, push, push. And 1. Good set. Nice, Neil. Strong. Oh, you, go. Good, come on. Easy. Yeah, strong, Neil. Strong, come on, let's go. Let's work for it. Oh, good. Nice. Strong, come on. Okay, so when I was lateral raising there, guys, I'm a massive advocate of rest pause. Some exercises you can rest pause efficiently. So what do I mean by that? You indirectly disconnect the muscle origin that you're working to obviously allow your body to recover very slightly with that muscle group, and then obviously apply stress and load again. You'll notice that I was using a certain amount of body movement when I was rest pausing, because lifting a weight, a dead weight from the very bottom and get it to move again is mentally and physically very challenging. That small body composition move allows you to make the first effort of the rep a lot easier. Good. And again, come on. Good, right. Break it down, come on, 3 reps. Push, push, come on. Good, 2, good, and 1. Big set, come on. Good.
That got heavy. Oh, you say it's a lot harder to go again.
Yes, good. Straight in, let's go. Up, good. Stop. Right. Good, come on. Come on, Ryan. Strong set, good. Perfect. 6, right, come on. Push. Let's go. Right. And again. Good, rest pause, good. Got 4 reps, come on, break them down. Good, 1. Good, push, push. Come on, Ryan. Good, hold it there. Try drive. 1. I'm not an advocator of being spotted. And what I mean by that is I don't like people touching me or helping me with any repetitions, because I'm one of those people who believes that if you cannot perform the repetition on your own, then you've come to a point of failure, yes? Now myself and Ryan, we don't get the chance to train with each other very often. So you'll notice obviously he was really challenging himself and pushing himself, and he got to a rep 7 or 8, and then he started to implement rest pause. So he'd gotten really to a failure point, which was 7 or 8 reps. And then obviously he implemented rest pause, and he got another sort of 7 or 4 or 3 or 5 repetitions. So he applied rest pause efficiently to get extra repetitions. I didn't help him with any of those reps. It's really important that you monitor your strength, you log your weight, you log the repetitions. You do not let your training partner help you. Yes, they can lift the weight to you, and they can lift the weight away from you. But it's so important that you log and track your own progress, okay? Okay, so our target rep range is 14 to 18 repetitions. So primarily we're trying to focus on type 2A muscle fiber activation. Great thing about 14 to 18 rep range, you are gonna bring in type 2B and also slow twitch muscle fibers towards the latter stages. But we've done 3 working sets with the 20s, dropping it down now to 17.5. So there's a minor drop in weight, but the increase in stimulus is still going to be really, really high, guys. Come on, Ryan. Good, come on. Break it down. Come on, let's go. Good, let's go. 5 singles. Come on, that's 1. Good, Ryan. Break it down, be a machine. Come on. Good. 16. Yeah, strong. Come on, finish it, finish it. Last set, best set, let's go. Up. Come on, drive. Okay, so we're going to go into our second exercise now, guys, which is going to be a standing front dumbbell raise. It's going to be raising together. When you do this movement, obviously you want to try and make sure you keep your shoulder engaged as long as you possibly can. Do not disconnect it unless you're going into a rest pause position. When I do this exercise, my starting position is about 8 to 10 inches away from my thighs. Okay, I don't let the dumbbells come down to my thighs. I stay connected and I raise the dumbbells roughly to eye to forehead height. If you go higher than that point, you're going to start to disconnect your shoulders very slightly. Obviously, you're going to want to do that, especially as you start to get under load and obviously you start to come into that point of failure. Stay mentally engaged. The eccentric is going to be roughly about 2 seconds. You can obviously rest pause, and when I do this exercise, you'll notice when I rest pause, I'll rest with the dumbbells on my thighs, and then obviously you're going to push out and do extra repetitions. 14 to 18 repetitions again. They're always going to be about 8 inches away from you, so there's constant tension. If you lean back, it acts as a counterbalance. If you come upright, you're going to find it's going to be pulling you forward and putting pressure on your lower back. If you lean back a little bit, you'll find that it acts as a way lifting. As far as the movement, start about 8 to 10 inches away from your thigh, and you finish about eye to forehead height, no higher. If you go higher, you start disconnecting your shoulder a little. Keep them close to it. Good, come on. Good, perfect. Not so low. There, that's it. Perfect, keep it there. Come on, right. Good. Push. Good, come on. 6, good. Drive. Push. Come on, Ryan, stay strong. Come on, 220, man. Start new year, big year. Come on, let's go. Let's go. 4, 3, push. 2, 1, good set. Good set. Nice, Neil. Strong, mate. Come on, work through it. Go back in, nice. We're working. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. Come on. Try it. Push, come on. Be a machine, come on. Be a machine, come on. Good, Ryan. Come on. Good. Let's go, work hard. Come on. Let's go. Good, Ryan. Come on. Stay strong.
Good. Oh, you Neil. Drive. Awesome. Good. 2, good. Push, push, come on. Push, push. 3, good, Ryan, come on. And 1. Come up. Good set. Good set. Drive, good. Nice.
Fuck.
Yes, go through it, mate. Go through it.
We're going to go on to our third exercise now for shoulders, which is going to be a partial side lateral raise. This is a great exercise, guys, for building mass. You can keep your shoulder placement under stress and load throughout the whole movement. It's a partial movement, however. The great thing about this exercise is it's very four-dimensional in the sense that you can change your movement patterns in relationship to the area on the origin point that you want to bring into play. So when we do this exercise, you'll notice that my dumbbells are going to be at my side. I'm going to stay broad, so I don't want to slump down and engage my traps. I want to disconnect my traps, so I'm just going to stay really open. When Ryan does this exercise, he's very in line, he's very broad, he's disconnecting his traps. You don't want to bring your traps into play, so that stress and load is on that side deltoid all the time. The movement is going to start about 6 inches away from your thighs, and you only raise about 8 to 10 inches maximum. The great thing about this exercise is if you do have shoulder issues, and obviously there's a lot of different exercises which can bring some form of displacement or pain or discomfort within the shoulder, this exercise is going to disconnect that because obviously it's very partial. So when we do this movement, we're obviously going to be focused on our side deltoid, but we could go rear, we could go side, and we could even go front deltoid. But when we do this exercise for our third movement, it's going to be side deltoid partial lateral raise. This is a great mass builder. Obviously we're going to implement rest pause when needed. Rep range again anywhere between 14 and 18 repetitions. Now even though this target rep range is the ideal rep range, you might go slightly over or you might go slightly under, that's okay. But remember, track your weight, track your repetitions, and then you have a state of accountability to work from, guys. Slow down, up slow, 3 seconds. 1, 2, you're too fast. Slow, slow. Up, slow, keep resisting it. Good. Come on, Ryan. Resist that negative. Come on, fight against it. Fight. Come on. Let's go. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Rest pause. Don't put them down. Don't put them down. Let's go. 5 reps. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good set. Go on, Neil. Two, 3, 4, 5 reps, pause. That's 3, let's go, come on. 3 reps, stay strong. Let's go, come on. Push. And again. Good set. Let's go. Nice. Let's go, come on. Go to count. 2, 3, 4. Good set, mate. Come on. Let's go straight in there. Let's go. Come on. Okay, so we're going to go on to our 4th exercise now for shoulders, guys. Remember, rep range 14 to 18 repetitions. The great thing about this rep range is very much a hybrid rep range when it comes to different hypertrophies. So you can create different hypertrophies from sarcoplasmic, myofibria hypertrophy. And these different hypertrophies are going to come into play in relationship to your training stimulus. The great thing about a week 2 Y3T is that even though primarily we'll be focusing on type 2A muscle fiber activation, you're also going to get type 2B and also a small amount of filament coming from slow twitch muscle fibers. So our next exercise, we're going to go on to a machine seated press. Probably going to do 1 or 2 warm-up sets first of all, just to get brain trained for this exercise. And then obviously we're going to add weight. In most cases, I'm a massive advocate of going in with your heaviest working set at the very beginning and then making those pyramid changes and changes to the weight and normally coming down. Now obviously you need to make sure you're warmed up thoroughly before you go into your working sets. Extremely important. Obviously we've done 3 different exercises already. Standing side lateral raise, again the rep range 14 to 18. Then we went into a standing straight on dumbbell raise. Then we went on to our 3rd exercise, which was partial dumbbell laterals. And as I said, now we're going to go on to our 4th exercise. 2, 3. Nice. 18 strong. Okay guys, you probably noticed that when I was sitting on that bench then, my back wasn't against the platform. I've got a shoulder issue, so I need to change my body composition into relationship to my movement patterns. So it's really important that obviously you use your own initiative and you're aware of that. So even if I didn't have the issue I have with my right shoulder, I would still change my body composition in relationship to my biomechanics in the machine, because obviously we are very, very different. Come on, straight strong. Good, let's go, come on. Good. Push, come on. Push, push, come on. Let's go, come on. 6. Good. Drive. 7. Good. Push, 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 push. Single reps, yeah, with you, singles. Let's go, come on, right. Drive, drive, drive. Good. And 1, come on. 1 rep. Drive, up, up. Good set. All yours. Go. Come on. Nice, Neil. Don't start the waist, block it out. Fucking drive. Drive. Come on. Let's go. All you. Good forward. Strong, Neil. Come on. Let's go. Good. 2. Be strong. Come on. Push. Come on, Ryan. Stay strong. Be a machine. Come on. Good. Drive, drive, drive. Good. Push. Rest, pause. Rest, pause. Rest, pause. Let's go. Single rest. Let's go. Right. Up. Rest, pause. Good. And again. Come on, Ryan. Push. Up, 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 up. Stay there. Stay there. 1 rep. Let's go. Come on. Be fucking strong. Drive, drive, drive. Good set. Come on. Do you need me? No. All right. Pull you. No. No. Not. Yeah. Good. Push. And again. Come on. Get him up. Get him up. Good set. Drive, drive, drive. Yeah, come on.
Grams in it, Warriors.
Come on, Neil. Come on, mate. Keep powering through.
93 you were now.
Power through. Come on. Keep going. All you, mate. All you. Constant failure. Constant failure. I'm not there. It's all you. Come on. Keep working. Come on. Keep grinding. Keep pushing. Come on. Let's go. Push. Up. And again. Drive, drive, drive. Rest, pause. Stay there. Stay there. 1 or 2 reps. Let's go. Come on. Big push. Push, 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 push. Good. And 1. Strong set. Good set.
Good. 15, good. Five, good. 7, push, come on. 9, strong, come on. Let's go. Good, come on. 14. Push, 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 come on. 14.
4 to 5 sets, 14 to 18 rep range. So every exercise we've done has been around the 14 to 18 reps.
Work pays off, come on. 2020, Ryan, come on. Good, be a fucking machine, come on. Be a machine, come on. Focus, drive, come on. Good. Let's go, come on, 4. It's 1. Push, push, push. 2. 1. Good set.
Okay, so that's shoulders done. Now we're going to go on to our second exercise, or when it comes to muscle group training anyway today. Again, target rep range anywhere between 14 and 80 repetitions. We're going to be doing calves, guys. Obviously going to try and make sure we maximize our gastrocnemius and soleus into play. We're going to start with the first exercise, which is going to be independent body weight. Calf raise, obviously just using your own weight. Now you can control the repetitions with your own body weight by controlling the eccentric movement, or if you want to, you can increase that load as you get stronger by adding weight to your body. Obviously the added weight to your body is going to put more stress and load down to the gastrocnemius and your soleus as you're doing that exercise. What's really important is most people are slightly stronger on one side than the other. So for instance, if your right side is more developed and it's more stronger, then I would suggest you start with your left side, because obviously you're mentally and physically deteriorating on your first phase. So when you come onto your second leg, you're going to be physically and mentally slightly in a negative. So obviously you're going to possibly drop repetitions. Now you want to try and stay within the same target rep range left and right. What's really important, and one thing I love about this exercise, because it's independent, it allows you to really make sure that you neurologically connect with muscle fiber stimulation, making sure you get a really good contraction, make sure you're in control of the eccentric movement, make sure you are creating a peak contractional force on obviously that positive state of the movement. Rep range 14 to 18 repetitions. As far as the working set, it's going to be anywhere between 4 and 5 working sets on this first movement.
Good, come on. Good work, come on. Come on. Good.
Single leg calf raises, own body weight. Nice and controlled. As you can see, each rep is around 3 seconds on the concentric, 3 seconds on the eccentric.
Okay, so this is probably my favorite exercise for calves. I find for myself that I just get great stability from this. Now obviously this machine is very slightly different to the machines that I may be using obviously in different facilities around the world. But ultimately, in relationship to the actual machine, contractional force and how you can connect for me works really, really well. Obviously feet placement can play a part, but ultimately as you create that deficit of muscle fiber interaction, and what I mean by that is that obviously as you're training, you're creating stimulus and load, you are going to be creating muscle fiber activation. Your body is only going to recruit the muscle fiber activation which is needed within that weight and load which is targeted on that exercise. As you start going through and you start to deteriorate, you're going to get a lot more muscle fiber activation in a wider spectrum of that movement. Now, even though certain exercises primarily may focus on one area or the other area of calf, I find this a great exercise for gastrocnemius and also soleus. For me, this exercise is probably my go-to exercise in most cases. Another exercise I really like is calf raise off a leg press. but this is going to be our second movement. Again, 14 to 18 repetitions, working sets anywhere between 4 and 5 working sets, and that's going to be it for us as far as calves are concerned.
Push. Let's go, come on. And again. Let's go, come on, 4 reps, definitely. 1, 2, push, push, push. 3. Good, nearly there, come on, drive. Set. Nice. Good, let's go, come on. Push, push, come on. Strong, come on.
So it's 2020, and as you're aware, the Gymshark 66 challenge has now begun, and I'm going to be taking part in it mainly because, one, we've got to win the Olympia this year, so that's going to kick-start the year by kicking my ass for the next 66 days. Secondly, I want to get my confidence back. Obviously, off-season is about wearing clothes and bulking up and softening off, and for me, that's not something I'm really great with mentally. So this next 66 days is not about dieting, it's more about cleaning up, feeling better within itself, and that is trying to change my body composition. So over the next 66 days, myself and Neil, who's my coach, obviously you know this guy from Y3T, we are looking to try and build muscle. I'm around 210 pounds. We're going to try and put 10 pounds of muscle on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that Ryan's got a really good ability to build muscle as we go obviously into 2020. I felt that 2019, with what he brought to stage and what he brought to the industry, was phenomenal. And obviously over the last couple of months he's been training hard, but at the same time as well, we've been going into what is called a deload phase. So that basically means he's allowing himself to recover mentally and physically, obviously then enjoy Christmas, and then from that springboard, and then start creating positive lifestyle habits. Obviously Gymshark brought out 66 Challenge, which is obviously a program for you guys and girls to follow within your own lifestyle habits and make sure that you're accountable to yourselves and a set program. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be implementing some really positive changes going into 2020, so it creates an environment to springboard and build muscle tissue. So the goal is for us to build muscle tissue and lose body fat at the same time. And obviously Ryan's going to do a great job of documenting this so you guys and girls can learn, extract and implement it into your own personal goals as well at home.
Yeah, and like I say, what we've already been talking about now is starting my fasted cardio in the morning, just to get the metabolism fired up and get me hungry for the day. We're going to be regimented 6 to 7 meals a day, which are going to implement a lot of carbs, because that's how my body kind of works, is high carbs, moderate fats and moderate protein. But again, I'm going to document all that to show you. We're going to do regular caliper checks, just like we're on prep, but hopefully we're going to be going up in weight rather than down in weight.